All right, y'all, today we're putting together yet another build list. We did this a couple weeks ago, you guys really enjoyed it, so we're back again. But I'm gonna start branding these types of videos where we're putting together parts lists as the build list series, or no, the build this series. So anytime you see build this, the words build this in the title of a video, that's what we're doing. We're putting together parts that we find online and trying to find you know, the best prices and stuff like that. So last time we did a $1,000 gaming and streaming PC. This time we're gonna do it a little bit cheaper because I feel like $1,000 is a little rich for most people's blood. $1,000 is no small amount of dough. So if you're trying to go the super budget route, this video might be for you. We're gonna try to target roughly half that budget, and I'm gonna aim for $550 today. I think we can get away with a pretty good gaming PC, but this is going to be strictly a gaming purposed system. We're not gonna try to do any streaming with this. I think you need to crank up the budget a little more to get a faster CPU and that sort of thing if we were to go the streaming route as well. So this is just, for all intents and purposes, a straight, pure gaming build for $550. This video is sponsored by Team Group's Thanksmas sale event featuring their best deals yet on RAM and SSDs, like the T-Force Delta S Tough Gaming. Best-in-class SATA 3 speeds, up to 1 terabyte of storage, and 12-volt RGB support make for a great home for your operating system, games, and more. To see what the Thanksmas sale event has to offer, click on the link below. The other thing I want to mention is that we're going to be using, once again, Amazon and Newegg for all of our browsing for parts, as well as price referencing. That's because these are the two main sites, the only sites actually that I use to buy new PC parts from. And it feels weird for me to suggest to you guys that you go out and buy your parts elsewhere when they're brands, or I'm sorry, when they're e-tailers that I've never used before or I don't necessarily trust. You're free to do that. You could probably find cheaper prices on some of these other smaller sites. Go ahead, so by all means. But for today, we're just gonna stick to these two. The other thing that I'll mention is that the first time we did this, a couple weeks back, I picked out the CPU first, I think, which is always a smart choice. But I think today we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're actually gonna pick out the GPU first, because I get asked a lot, you know, like what part do you go for first? Is it the motherboard, is it the CPU, is it the case? What I like about picking the GPU out first is because more than any other component in a build, if you're talking about gaming, a gaming PC, the GPU is going to give you the best idea of what kind of gaming performance you can expect when all is said and done. The other thing about building a gaming rig is that the GPU tends to eat up most of your budget compared to any other component in the build, unless you have some specific needs, like you need a crap ton of storage or something like that, but that's usually not the case. So in that sense, my rule of thumb is typically I'll aim for roughly a little bit less than half of my budget I'll allocate to the GPU if I'm just talking about a gaming build. So if we take our $550 budget and we half that, that's $275. Math! $275. For that price, you could get a GTX 1660 Ti, which is like right on the money right there. AMD options are kind of limited, I think, because you've got the RX 590, great card for the price, but it's like 200 bucks. It's a little bit on the low end for what we're after here. And then the next step up on that side is an RX Vega 56, which is like in the mid $300 range, like 340, 350 bucks, which is too high. So really, that leaves us with the 1660 Ti, although NVIDIA did just release their 1660 Super as well, and from my testing video, if you haven't watched that already, I found that the 1660 Ti for 50 bucks more only really provides 4 to 5% more gaming performance, whether you're talking 1440p or 1080p. So I think the 1660 Super is definitely the better value here, especially when we have such a limited budget already. You could allocate that $50 saved elsewhere in the build. You know, you could put that towards your memory, your CPU, whatever. And I think that, you know, for the small price hit that, the small performance hit that you're incurring here, it's totally worth it going for the Super over the Ti. So I'm gonna lock that in, assuming we can find a GTX 1660 Super. So confusing. That's a whole other topic. If we can find one for 200, and the first one that pops up, yes, you can find them for the official starting price of 229 USD. We're gonna sort by lowest price, as we like to do. And look at this, we've got a couple options here. EVGA, we've got Asus, Zotac. These are all Super, right? Yeah, it looks like it. So, okay, and then it starts going up once you get to this Gigabyte card here at 239. So I'm actually feeling the Asus one looks pretty good. I mean, they all look pretty good. I haven't tested any of these, obviously. I only have the Gigabyte one so far. It's got dual fans. I like how it's just sort of black and boxy, kind of minimalistic. It does have a back plate, as I'm sure most of them, if not all of them, do. The EVGA one doesn't look like it's a super, like one of their SC Ultras or anything like that. I don't think it's factory overclocked. The Asus one is overclocked. overclocked. It doesn't say on the Zotac one. Let's take a look at Zotac. No, I don't think that's factory overclocked either. I could look at the clock speeds, but I don't want to. All right, let's just go with the Asus one. I think that's a pretty good deal. And I'm gonna be price checking again on Amazon as well to see if we can find any better deals. Sort by low to high. Sometimes this gives you weird options. Yeah, it looks like we're getting around the same products here. There's a Gigabyte one for $229, so I guess that could work too. That's the one that I have, the OC model. That's a good card too. So it's really sort of a draw between the Asus one and the Gigabyte one. Let's just go with the Asus one. So I'm gonna lock this in. I'm gonna write that down, 1660 Super. This is off screen, you can't see it. For $229, our first part has been selected. So that only gives us roughly $300 to play with here for the rest of our components. That's not a whole lot, guys, when you're talking about 6 or 7 more parts that we need to cram in here. So we have to be very, very frugal. And I just wanna set expectations right now. You know what? Let's pick out our case next. I'm gonna go to computer cases. Without even doing a power search, I'm just gonna see what the lowest price is here. Oh God, yeah, maybe I need to specify some things. Stupid Newegg Marketplace. And by the way, we are buying new here. Everything that we're buying is new. It's gonna come with a factory warranty. No hand-me-down stuff here. Now, I'm just gonna search for micro ATX cases only because I'm positive that the cheapest motherboards we'll be able to find will be micro ATX form factor. That's just how it is. So I'm gonna search for micro ATX. No other requirements for now. Apart from maybe we want, oh, it is. Okay, we already marked new. All right. Nope, these are all too nice. Lowest price. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. DIY for the $23. $23 case. How'd you like to take one of these home tonight? Oh yeah, lucky you. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Wow, this is gonna be a hot box because look at that front panel. I mean, it's just, where's the ventilation even coming from here? The bottom? Probably just the very bottom. The little opening for you to rip the front panel off, that's probably the only bit of ventilation it has. This is really not the greatest. So we don't want to kill our system at the same time. We want to save as much money as possible. But look at this next option. The MA08BK, still DIY PC, still a super clunker of a case. It's $1 more, but look at this. It's got a mesh front panel, fully mesh. Looks like it's got a nice little glowy fan in there. We don't care about that it's glowing, but the mesh is nice. The mesh is nice. Now, laugh it up if you will, but bear in mind that this front panel is probably more effective than some $100 cases out there. Hell, some $200 cases out there with the way that case trends have been lately. So I wouldn't necessarily scoff at this thing unless you're talking about aesthetics. Then you can, you know, laugh all you want. But you know, it's super basic. It's super basic, but again, guys, we have $300 to go for 6 or 7 parts here. So I'm just gonna lock this in. We can always change it later if we want to. I'm going with the DIY PC MA08BK. God help us. Let me price check on Amazon. Oh wow, it's $40 on Amazon. Okay, Newegg it is. Now I think it's time we go for a CPU. And again, AMD's our boy here. We're gonna go with Ryzen. There's just a lot more interesting options at lower price points than Team Blue at this point. So what do we got here? We're gonna go lowest price and, okay, the bare bones, like the cheapest model we could get here is a Ryzen 3 1200. 4-core, 4-thread CPU, base of 3.1 gigahertz, boosting up to 2.4 gigahertz. It's a really, really awesome CPU for the price, but I think pairing that with a GTX 1660 Super might not be the best idea. I feel like we could maybe squeeze in a 2200G, which is the next step up at $85. Now the 2200G is quad core, and it's also 4 threads. I don't think it's not hyper threaded. I think the 2400G is. Let me look up 2400G, what that's going for. Oh God, no, that's 130 bucks. That's way out of our budget. So there's the 2200G, or we could go with the 3200G, but I just don't know if we can justify the extra $10, it sounds silly for me to make a big deal about this $10 difference, but every dollar matters when you're talking about a budget as tight as the one we're working with today. And really, CPU, like going from this CPU to this one, is it really gonna help us that much when it comes to gaming? If this was a $10 difference in our GPU, if we could get a slightly faster GPU for $10 more, then I would consider it, because that would probably have a bigger impact. That would have a much bigger impact on our frame rates. But with a CPU, most games aren't super CPU intensive, and a lot of the ones that are like esports titles, which you don't necessarily need a ton of horsepower for those. So, you know, just for the hell of it, we're gonna look up 3200G on Amazon. Okay, it's even more expensive there. Ooh, 2200G is $78 here. That's great. Look at that. And just for the hell of it, 2400G, it was 129. Okay, so it's 10 bucks cheaper here, but still way out of our league. So I'm gonna go with the 2200G for 78 bucks, guys. I think with a 1660 Super, it can definitely handle that. Obviously, you could gain some additional frames if you paired a much faster CPU with it, but again, $550, that's what we're working with, so that's what we're getting. Motherboard, 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 onto the motherboard, AMD. So remember we picked a micro ATX case, so we're gonna want a micro ATX motherboard. It's bound to be cheaper than the other form factors as well, as I mentioned, AM4, and go. Lowest, lowest, lowest. Open box, no, I don't want, just give me the news. Give me the new stuff, brand new stuff. A320, I don't know if I want A320 as my chipset. I want at least B350, B450 would be preferred. B450, HDV, okay. What's this? ASRock, $60 for a B450 motherboard. Man, this is basic. All right, let's see. What do we got in the back here? Okay, at least there's a variety of video connectors. We've got some USB 3 on there. Oh no, this might be too big a pill for me to swallow. We only have 2 DIMM slots. So how much more do we need to spend for 4 DIMM slots? These are all 2 slot. Oh, this one. This is the cheapest dual slot B450 motherboard on Newegg at $73. It's $13 more, but this is tough, man. This is really tough. Do you think we can swing it, guys? You think we can swing it? Let's see if we get any luck on here. B450. $89, that is not good. Okay, not that we're gonna be populating all 4 DIMM slots, but it's nice to have that room for expansion down the line. I remember giving the Walmart PC a hard time because the motherboard they shipped it with only had 2 slots on it. I remember just crapping all over it. So I would feel like a total hypocrite if I went with the dual slot config here. So we're just gonna lock it in. All right, Gigabyte B450M DS3H. $73, that's gonna hurt, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Sacrifices must be made. Moving on to memory. Let's check out some RAM options here. And by the way, I like using the power search function on Newegg because it works really well. It helps you narrow down what you're looking for. So that's why I've been mainly focusing on Newegg for all of our browsing needs, and then I'll price check it on Amazon. Because the filter function on Amazon for PC parts, not so great. I want less than 16 giggers, okay? That's standard. I think that's bare minimum there. DDR4, yes please. I think those are the only requirements we really, okay, new. Ho. Okay, OLOY, this is the cheapest 16 gigabyte kit of DDR4 memory on Newegg.com. It's $50, it's only 2400 speed, and it's from a brand I've never heard of before. OLOY. More like, Olo, why would you buy this? I'm a little sketched out here. And you know, the 2400 speed here is just a little low. Ryzen definitely likes faster memory frequency, so maybe we can find something. It's 3000? At the very least, I wanna get into the 3s. Let's get into the 3000 here. So there's the Aegis, that's 2133. Oh, we're gonna have to spend like an additional 10, 15 bucks here, I think. So these are all 2666, 24. Okay, here's a Guile for 3000, 2x8 gigs. Okay, that's a potential. That's only 8 bucks more. $58. Could we find a 3200 speed for that price? I don't think so. No, the prices are going up. Oh, okay, Team Force T Vulcan for $60. That's not bad. That's actually not too bad. There's G-Skill Aegis for 60 bucks. That's also 3200 speed. Okay, now the prices are going up. So we're gonna go with either the Aegis, okay, which these are the timings. We've got 16, 18, and 38. The T-Force, which is 16, 18, and 38 as well. So it looks like, yeah, these are pretty much the same. Neck and neck options. So it really just boils down to cosmetics at that point, and that doesn't really matter right now. So I'm just gonna go with the T-Force. I'm gonna lock that in. Unless, nah, the Aegis is more expensive on Amazon. For the 2400 kit, $60. No thank you. Let me just double check here what the T-Force, was that? Force Vulcan. Yeah, starting at 63 bucks. Okay, Newegg it is. Power supplies, power supplies. Power supplies. Okay, we don't really need anything super crazy here. I'm gonna start at 450. We'll go all the way up to 500, and we'll throw 520 in there. Who cares? And sure. Oh, no. We need 80 plus. I want 80 plus. I get scared when it doesn't have that sticker on it. Raid Max Cobra, $38. Hey, look at that sweet lime green color that just matches with all the latest parts these days. Woohoo! Oh, it's got 3 out of 5 eggs. Yeah, check the reviews too, guys. I should mention that. Even if it's super cheap and it seems to tick all the other boxes, if it's got really bad ratings and it's known to be defective or something like that, probably not worth it. The one right after is the Thermaltake Smart Series 500 watt unit. Hey, I actually already have like 2 of these, I think. $41, $41. It's non-modular, of course. Why, you wouldn't expect it to be at this price. Ooh, look at all that ketchup and mustard. That's enough for an American food festival right there. But we are getting 80+ certification. It is 500 watts, and it's super duper cheap. I don't know. Let's see what other options we have here. If we were to step up to maybe get something a bit more reliable looking, if that makes sense. I mean, there's the Cougar that's 450, so you're losing 50 watts here. Looks like we've got some Seasonic units, which are typically good. I'm not sure why they have negative reviews or just sort of middle of the road reviews. And then the Rosewell options, but these are all a bit more expensive. Now we're talking about spending an additional $6 or $5 or $6 on a power supply when this Smart Series might just be equally capable, if not more so. Looks like Newegg has the cheaper prices on that as well. You know, this isn't a power supply that I would think to recommend to people right off the bat, but there's a time and a place for everything. And since we're trying to pinch every single dollar we possibly can, I think we're just gonna go with this one for now. I think the only thing we have left is drives and then we're pretty much done. So that's good, I think. I have no idea what our total is right now. We could be way over already. You know, since SSD prices have fallen so dramatically over the last few months, I really think we can squeeze in like a low capacity SSD for a boot drive and then get like a 1 terabyte mechanical drive for our games. We're gonna try that and see how that goes. So I'm gonna go 1 terabyte, maybe we'll throw 900 in here and 1.2. And search for that. We're gonna go for hard disks first. Sort by lowest. Now you wanna make sure that you're not getting an enterprise drive because a lot of these super cheap drives are intended for like data centers and things like that. Okay, right out of the gate here, these look like they're SAS drives. That ain't gonna work. Don't give me none of that SAS, boy. This is a, what is it, 7200 RPM? Doesn't say, oh, it's enterprise storage. More enterprise. No, that doesn't look really good. Refurbished, ooh, Seagate. Seagate, no one's ever said, ooh, Seagate, because Seagate drives are known to fail, although I've never had a Seagate drive fail. I think it's fine. Here's the thing, if you're only storing games on these things, those can all be replaced. You know, you're not really losing any data, it's just kind of a loss of time having to reinstall them should a drive die. If you have important files that can't be replaced, like photos and videos and things like that, then maybe put them on a backup external drive or a NAS. We got 1 terabyte, 64 megabytes of cache, SATA Rev 3, 6 gigabit per second, and 7200. Thank you. I was expecting it to be 5400. That was all too good to be true, but we have a 7200 RPM drive as well. That's gonna help speed up load times if we're putting games on there. It's 30 bucks, $30 friggin' dollars. Let me write that in. Seagate desktop HDD. And the last but not least, let's look for an SSD. So I know you guys are gonna like this, but we gotta cut corners somewhere, all right? We're gonna go with a 120 gig or 128 gig boot drive. I know Windows is gonna take up a chunk of that and you won't have much room for much else, but you'll still be able to get your browser on there, a couple frequently used applications, and you can always upgrade down the line. This is just to get us up and running, and for $550, I think it's acceptable. Better than booting off of a straight hard disk, okay? So work with me here. Can't have our cake and eat it too. Although that expression never made sense to me because why would you even have the cake if you couldn't eat it? That doesn't matter. 2.5, let's just do all the M.2s while we're at it. Nothing else looks good there. So search and lowest cause we're poor. Oh wow, $17 for a 120 gig. Okay, but this is a flash sale. I want to try to avoid flash sales. I haven't noticed us using any parts so far that we're on like a flash sale. Like by flash sale, I mean like a sale that's like only for a couple days or a few hours or something like that. This sale ends in 4 days. So after that, it's gonna go back up to $24. And since some of you guys might not be watching this on the day of upload, I want to stray away from that if possible. This one is $18.69. It is on sale, but it doesn't look like it's a quick sale. It might be a quickie sale. It doesn't say that the sale ends anytime soon, but it is on sale. Oh, it's originally 50 bucks, down from 50 to $18. That's really good. But this one is the same price. It's only a couple cents more, and it doesn't seem to be on any sale. This is just naturally how much this drive costs. So this is the Neo Forza NFS01. I thought that said not safe for work. I was like, what kind of drive is this? 120 gigs, SATA Rev 3, 560 megabytes a second read, 480 megabytes write, and 3-year warranty. What does it say? What is it using? Okay, it's using SLC, so nothing too fancy as you might expect, but it's $18.80. It's purple, and it has a cooler name than these two drives. So That's what I look for in an SSD. Let's just take a look and see if it's on Amazon. And it is not. There's a 480 gig, which is $50. That's actually not too bad either. But yeah, we can't afford that. No, that's, no. Adding it to our list for $19. And we are done. That is the build. Let's add up the total. I am terrified. Let's see what we got here. You guys have probably already added it up as we've been going along, so good for you. Okay, so I'm bringing this over here so you guys can see my list of what I've got down here. So we've got $229 for our GTX 1660 Super. We've got $24 for our crappy but hopefully decent airflow case, which does come with 2 fans, by the way. I checked that earlier. Has 2 fans. We have $78 for our Ryzen 3 2200G quad-core CPU, $71 for that Gigabyte B450M DS3H motherboard, another $60 for our T-Force Vulkan DDR4, that's 16 gigabytes at 3200 speed. That was a typo. And we also have $41 for our 500 watt Thermaltake power supply, an additional $30 for that hard drive, and finally $19 for our SSD brings us to... Cue Joker laugh. Wow, okay. $552 right on the money. Sorry, headphone users. Woo! I'm feeling good. Damn, this thing, for the amount of money you're spending here, you're getting your foot in the door to 1440p gaming. You could buy a nice 27-inch 2560 by 1440 FreeSync display that would work with the 1660 Super, and you'd be getting over 60 FPS in the vast majority of titles at high or ultra settings. Just let that sink in. I don't know what that is or why I'm doing it. I'll stop now. Of course, this is just one man's parts list. If you guys have any ideas on how you could improve this list or things you would swap out, please let us know down below. I'd love to hear all of your options and all your thoughts on that. That's it. That's a $550 gaming PC for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this rendition of Build This. And if you guys have any other suggestions on what kind of build parts list you'd like me to put together for a future episode, you know what to do. Guys, toss a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Get some merchandise at the merch store, bitwit.tech, and a lot of good stuff there. Go ahead and check it out. Shirts, hoodies, mugs. We've got a lot more merchandise coming to the store as well. We might even have some new items by the time you see this video on YouTube, so check it out. It's a great way to help support the channel. Apart from that, guys, subscribe to the channel for more tech stuff. Coming at you really soon, and I will see you guys in the next video.